So now at this point, we've got all of our presentation materials set up. We have our still images, our animation, and our virtual tour all in place. We've textured the model, and everything's good. And we hit render, kick out some images and animations, and then the inevitable happens. The client sees it, and we need to make some revisions. So the old way of doing things is that you would render it out in your in SketchUp or use a plugin or any other photorealistic rendering program, and then you would send it into Photoshop, post-process, mask it, do all these different things. And if you have to make a change, you have to go through that entire painful process again. There's really no way to automate it. I mean, there's a few little tricks in Photoshop, but in general, you just have to do it again. It's kind of time-consuming and annoying. So with Lumion, you're really able to you link to the design model, and it's a dynamic link. So anything that you change there is going to very easily swap out into Lumion. So let's take a look at that. You know, we've got everything in place in Lumion, but now we're going to make a change. And I think the change that we'll make is we're going to make we're going to thicken up this this band around the top of the building, and we're going to add some kind of like a profile to it, kind of like what we did with these frames around the windows. So I'll go back into SketchUp, click on Design, and now I'm going to we want to use our SketchUp tools to build the model. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to thicken this thing up. So number one, I think I'll just like pull this straight down by 6 inches. And then I'm going to draw a profile on here. So maybe I'll start like at the midpoint, go out on the red, straight up on the blue, and connect the dots like that. And then I'm going to give this profile some different dimension to it. So like we can add a rounded off corner, draw a line straight in, straight down, and then kind of give it a diagonal profile. All right, looking good. So now I want to zip this whole thing around there, so I might first paint it with that same material. All right, so now to use the Follow Me tool to rip this profile around there, I can use my Select tool, pre-select here, go to my Follow Me tool, and click on my profile. And that'll zip that thing all the way around for me. So good enough for what we're doing here. I just want to make kind of a quick, obvious change to this. And so now what we're going to do is put this back on Lumion. So the Lumion tab is where we're optimized for importing into Lumion. So I want to make sure I save it on that Lumion tab. The only thing I've done is in SketchUp, I turned off the entourage layers and the flora layers. So I don't want to have my people or my trees on when I'm importing into Lumion. So that's what I've done on that scene tab. All right, so we saved that, no problem there. And the only change we made was we added that kind of profile around the top. So now I can go back into Lumion to reload a model. I think the easiest way is to go to your materials dialog or your materials tab and just click on any material on your model. Once you've done that, you get this wrench right here. I'll click on that and choose reload model. Watch what happens. Reload, and then we're going to see this this new profile come in. We'll see it thicken up and get that new profile on the top. Just like that. I'll say OK. So you can see how it's very easy to make a lot of changes. Not only make changes, but also like start building your Lumion presentation right from the beginning. You can have one person working on that and refreshing the model as they go. And it's just a very efficient workflow, really is. So now when you go into your animation and click on play, you can see that the animation is there, just needs to be re-rendered. You can go to your stills and see that now we've got those lines in there. So everything is set up. You just batch re-render your images, kick out your animation again in your My Lumion virtual tour, and you are back in business. So a very, very efficient workflow. We could not live without Lumion. I can't imagine going back to the old way of doing things. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorials. I hope this helps. Definitely send me some feedback if you need to see something else along the way. I'm glad to help out, and look forward to catching you at the next presentation, next trade show, and seeing you around. Thanks.